going on, guys? Eric Idison here, sales manager at GG Homes and the Honest Agent team. Today we're talking about a very important topic called building rapport. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with what rapport is, but essentially what it is it's the beginning and also the continuation of someone's commonality and likeness between one or multiple people, and it's the building of trust and the continuation of trust. The idea is to take someone, a prospective client or someone that you're in a relationship with or someone that you work with, whatever, and take that relationship from something maybe you guys don't know each other to something where you guys have commonality, you have some trust that's being built, and you like each other and it's reciprocated. So that's the idea with building rapport. Now, in real estate and in sales specifically, when you don't have rapport, it's very difficult to sell. In fact, you probably can't sell unless you have rapport. So it's a very important fundamental in addition to all of your qualifying questions and servicing and everything else that you do as a real estate agent. Now, how do you start building rapport? What does it start with? Well, first, let's talk about preparation. Number one, the one thing that you can or one of many things I guess you could control from the beginning in your preparation is your appearance. So I always like to give the example or the recommendation that if you're going into a client's home, for example, you want to be at least 1 to 2 levels higher in dress attire than what those prospective sellers or buyers might be dressed as. If you're going into a meeting with another business professional, you either want to match or exceed their attire by 1 or 2 notches. And you can use this philosophy kind of almost anything that you go ahead and do. So I highly recommend dress up a little bit from where you're currently at, especially if you're dealing with more and more professional people. Now, if you're dealing with someone who's an attorney or a lawyer, etc., a doctor maybe, obviously they wear scrubs, but in that scenario, someone of that type of profession, you want to dress extremely nice because that's what they're going to be used to and they can find respect and trust in. So number one, start with your appearance. Secondly, what do you want to do? This is the main component, okay? If you don't listen to anything else, this is the main part of building rapport. It's building commonality. So how do you build commonality? There's an acronym that I like to use. It's called FORM. It's FORM, stands for friends and family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. This is just kind of a guideline or a template that it can utilize, a subset of questions around. You can talk to people about, hey, do you have any friends that live in the neighborhood? Do you have any family that lives nearby? Did you grow up here, right? That's all in that F category. O category, occupation. Talk to me. What is it that you do? Okay, and in there, and this is section 3, I'll get to in a second, give them compliments about what they do or ask them, questions that they might know the answer to that they'd want to talk about. Recreation, what do they like to do for fun? This is really important, especially working with buyers. Okay, what is it that you see yourself doing on a day-to-day basis? What do you do recreationally? If you have commonality, build that commonality. So if they like soccer and you like soccer, well, talk to them about your experience playing soccer. M, this is for motivation. What is the goal? What is the motivation for buying this home? And then also relate with them. The best way to do this is to tell stories of how your motivation might also line up with the prospective seller buyer's motivation. So this is just a quick acronym. There's plenty of other ways to build rapport and commonality. I always try to find something maybe also that's like geographic. So if someone says, look, they live out in Vegas, I'd ask them, oh, got it, are you a Rebels fan? Do you follow UNLV basketball? Just things like this. Or maybe if they're they live in Scripps Ranch, for example. Do you like this restaurant, Shane New, or do you like, whatever restaurant in this area? These are different ways that you can build rapport, because the more that people know that you have in common with them, the more likely it is that they're going to like and trust you, which is ultimately going to lead to your sales. Other things to talk about rapport is genuine compliments. Here's the deal. We don't want to flatter people with compliments that aren't genuine. However, if there's spots where you can genuinely compliment somebody for something that they do or a certain preference that they have or something that they like or someone that they know, give them that genuine compliment. And also much more likely to be reciprocated. Law of reciprocity will take over and they'll start to find that you start complimenting them, they're going to start to compliment you. The oneness and also the trust will build from there. Last thing is mirror matching. So this is extremely important. So they've done some studies on what language is all about and what people actually pick up on and what influences others. There's some studies out there that say really body language and nonverbal cues are more important than that of verbal cues. Now, there's camps in different corners that can say one way or another. However, we do know that nonverbal cues are extremely important, this nonverbal language. And so how do you capture that? How do you work on that? What do you do? It's in the form of mirror matching. So if I call someone that's extremely jubilant and happy on the phone, guess what? I'm going to bring my energy levels up multiple levels to match them and try to exceed them. I'm going to build out and bring out that excitement. They're going to like me that much more. Now, if I talk to someone who's just kind of whispering, maybe they kind of just woke up, I'm going to actually bring my tone down and match what they're doing. Now, if I'm sitting in person with somebody, and their arms are crossed, their legs are crossed, their eyes are crossed, what am I going to do? I'm actually going to mirror their exact movements, get them in rapport, get in alignment with what they're doing, and then slowly break them out of that mold by going from a crossed arm position to slowly moving them out and to the side. And you'll watch, if you're in rapport with somebody, you've matched, you mirrored what they've done, they're going to start to actually mirror you back subconsciously. So you can take someone out of a defensive state into something that's more open. And that starts with body language. So all of these factors will play a role in the rapport building aspect. But last couple of notes or just nuggets that I'd say is, look, be yourself. Don't be someone you're not. Try to find the good in every situation. Stay positive. Look at mirror matching. Find common ground, and people are going to really like you. And that's what's going to build into the trust that you need to end up facilitating these sales and transactions. Thank you so much.